10, 78 days.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
Morning light breaking through the sky. Tommy and Ty got that crazy drive. Tune in now, don't be shy. Morning Rush gonna make you feel alive. Wake up, it's time to go. Tommy and Ty, they steal the show. ESPN Arkansas, feel the flow. Morning Rush, Morning Glow. Sports talk, hit the ground running. Life's and news always done. Game day vibes got you humming. Catch the beat, it's truly coming. It's time to go. Tommy and Ty, they steal the show. ESPN Arkansas, feel the flow. Morning Rush, Morning Glow.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios with Colton Little
And Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
Welcome into a football. Is it football yet? Football
Football
fastball?
Friday.
Football Friday.
Football Friday.
Football Friday here
Yep.
on the Morning Rush. It's June. There's not a whole lot going on, but it is Football Friday here.
Busier than you'd think.
Busier than you'd think. World Cup going on. Obviously, we've also got big news coming out of the basketball facility up there. Tommy, new player, new vacation, new trip. They're going to the Bahamas. Lots of good stuff to get into here on the Morning Rush. Tie-free Friday. That's what's most important. Colton Little here with you. Tommy Kraft, as always, on the Morning Rush. It's a Friday. Got a lot to get into. Get in here with us.
Yeah.
877-377-6963.
And we'll get to our Fence Man Friday picks coming up in just a bit. Be sure and stop by before Father's Day weekend at the Pradco store inside the new Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. If you're still struggling to figure out what Dad would want, or you need that one or two extra little things for your Father's Day gift for Dad, or maybe you just want some of these for yourself. The Pradco store, you can customize lures. The colors, you pick they call them the blanks. They're unpainted, unfinished lures. You pick the colors, and then you can put a message on it. Happy Father's Day. Go Hogs Go. Whatever you want to put on it, you can do that. So it's a real easy deal, fun deal. It's the Pradco store inside Bass Pro Shops in Fort Smith. Colton, you all, your first Father's Day. Happy Father's Day.
Thank
your
you.
very
Thank
first
you.
one.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. How does it feel?
It feels good. I obviously he can't quite make a gift for me.
Oh,
exactly,
he's going to have some presents for you over the weekend.
But well, the thing is,
and they'll be wrapped.
Well, yeah, they'll be wrapped. I'll have to do the unwrapping and then wrapping them back up and disposing discreetly. But no, he actually was able to make me a gift at his daycare. They took pictures of him in a hat and with a little fake mustache on to where he was dressed up and looked like a dad, and they put that in a frame for us. So I got one gift already for Father's Day, and it's very, very heartwarming. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. My wife has planned out a whole big day for us.
I promise you, hang on to that. Take good care. It will mean a lot to you. Mm-hmm. My kids are 16 and about to be 15 now, and my oldest is going to be 30 this year. And those little things like
Mementos and knickknacks, yeah.
They mean so much. I mean, I'll flip through my phone or old pictures on my computer sometimes and see stuff from when they were 2 and 3 and 4, and it just at some point it will break your heart that they're not that little. Right now you just wish, I wish they'd grow up. I wish they'd sleep through the night. I wish they'd this. And the thing is, mine have gotten older. I'm realizing we're about out of summers together. He's 16, 2 years of high school. She's 14, about to be 15, 4 years of high school left. We got 4 or 5 summers left, and that's it. You know, that you don't realize it now when they're that little, but man, enjoy each summer, enjoy each holiday, because before you know it, they will, they'll be getting those car keys and be gone.
I know that was supposed to be father to father, just really sage advice, but now I'm incredibly sad. Now
I'm just saying, enjoy the moment, enjoy those mementos, keep them safe.
Oh, I will.
Because someday, as as Ryan says on the Lewis Automotive, it flies by. We were talking in our staff meeting this morning. Next week is week 26 of 2025.
That's halfway through the year.
We are halfway through this baby. I mean, if you're out there and you're just trying to plan the rest of the year, it's hard to believe that. I mean, I know we say this, it's just what old people say. But this year's flying by. And next week is the 26th week of the year.
You have Andy in the mountain home. He's emotional this morning. Dang, Tommy, you got me crying now here.
Well, sometimes we need to touch all the emotions. What did Jim Valvano say? We can laugh, we can cry. That's a full day.
It's a good day. It's
a full day.
Yeah.
So we need to reflect.
And you're right about that.
We need to be grateful for all we have.
I like that. That's good. You talk about the pictures, take all the pictures. Before I had my son, I probably had 800-900 pictures on my phone, and probably 100 of them were accidental screenshots. I've got well over 3,000 pictures now, and most of them are of him doing the exact same thing. But it's you're right. I've got to definitely hang on to those. But you can spend some more time with your son, Tommy. You can take him to the John Calipari father-son camp. It's happening today, this weekend.
Probably a little late for the sign-up.
Well, it's a little late for him to maybe be developed. But I mean, in terms of basketball, but that'd be fun too. I look forward to doing that with my son one of these days. I know it probably cost an arm and a leg and a second leg, but it would be very, very fun to go and do that. Happening this week, John Calipari and company. He talked about it.
Yeah, he's been busy.
He is a
recruiting,
busy man.
Obviously portal, international recruiting,
shaking hands with Sandler,
all these things going on. I'm just still impressed. Earlier this week, we were talking about Lenardi's very early prognostications on seeding for this next year's tournament.
Did he have him at a 2?
Had him at a 2 seed. So, I mean, the first thought and the obvious is he thinks we're a top 10 team. He thinks we're a top 8 team. I mean, if you're putting him in as a 2 seed, you think this is going to be at least a top 8 team, which means you're going to be a top 2 or 3 team minimum in the SEC. I don't think most of us, with Acuff gone and no big man that's a big man, got some height, but not really a real beefy 5 in there, or doesn't appear to be. I don't think a lot of us think that this is a real Final Four threat team. So that tells me this freshman class, while there may not be an Acuff, and there's not going to be another Acuff, we're going to wait 20 more years to see an Acuff, okay? We had to wait 35 to see another Lee Mayberry. So, the idea that, one of these guys is just going to come in and perform like that, I think is unrealistic. But it tells me what he really thinks of, J.J. Andrews and the rest of this freshman class with Lenardi to pick that. Or is it just, it's Cal, he's going to put him at a 2 seed. We'll adjust later. No one will remember. Well, I'm going to remember. But Lenardi thinks, at least in his early thoughts, that this freshman class must be good, and what they've done in the portal is going to be really good.
Well, you mentioned Joe Lenardi, or excuse me, you mentioned a big man, you mentioned those freshman class, and obviously Joe Lenardi thinks very highly of him. Coach Cal does too. He talked about that father-son camp we were just talking about, but big news coming out of the freshman class, Tommy, they inked another one. Russian big man Ilya Frolov. He did commit to Arkansas basketball. Right. Came down here, 6'11".
Old news that's now official.
Yeah, now it's official. He came down here, and it was pretty much all you had to do is just put the ink on the paper. That's what they did. Paul Biancardi talked a little bit about him, said he was very impressed, said he'd likely be a top 100 SC, top 100 player if he was here in the U.S.
All right, so... Yeah. All right, be sure and get the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. If you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy, Taco Bell has you covered. The Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell.
Big news, obviously, Russian big man Ilya Frolov committing, but also some potential big news could be coming to the college baseball and professional baseball circuit. Tommy, you sent me this text yesterday afternoon after I got off the air on halftime, and I was just reading through it. Jeff Passan, the MLB proposed rule changes. Is it Passan?
Jeff Passan, yeah.
Jeff Passan, anyway, I mispronounced it. But Jeff Passan talked about the MLB proposed rule changes, Tommy, and lots of stuff happening in Baseball America. That's in our opening drive.
High school players would no longer be eligible for the MLB draft. Well, that's what MLB pitched today in a proposal that would dramatically reshape both the MLB draft and the international market. Eliminating high school players from the draft would not affect most players. Most players are now drafted out of college, but it would affect the top talents in the draft. Mike Trout was second in the MVP voting in a year that would now be the year in which he would be draft eligible. Connor Griffin will be 4 months into his major league career before he would have been draft eligible under this proposal. The draft would be cut from 20 rounds to 12, with fixed signing bonuses for each pick slot, and there would be a new 12-round international draft. Trading picks in the draft would be allowed. MLB's proposal would reduce the overall signing bonus pool by more than 50% compared to last year. MLB also made it clear that it is not intending to cut the minor league. There will continue to be 120 affiliated minor league clubs into the 2030s. MLB's proposal, if adopted, would be one of the most significant changes to the draft in years.
This is the opening drive.
So you heard right
there. There's a lot there.
America. Yeah, just a lot. Big chunk right there. Proposed rule changes to the draft, some of the biggest ones they've made in years, Tommy. College players eligible after sophomore year, shortens the draft from 20 to 12 rounds. Most importantly, removes high school players from the draft.
That's a big part of it. I mean, I think there's bigger things from baseball's perspective with how much of the money and the bonus the bonus pool they're going to reduce and again, this is a proposal. This has not been ratified by the union in baseball. These are proposals. All right, and of course the union's going to be against anything that takes any money off the table. But the interesting part from a Razorback baseball perspective is the high school athletes not being part of the domestic draft, being an international and a domestic draft. You talk about making Dave Van Horn's job through the summer and not sweating it out whether or not a kid's going to get drafted out of high school that you've recruited and you won't have him come August. That is a huge piece of this from a Razorback perspective. So maybe that's part of what can get ratified out of this proposal. And that's the part I don't really care about how many minor league teams or what the bonus pool is or the slot values. If you can go recruit a great high school kid, the one thing that I didn't read or see in there, maybe you did, is if you come to college, are you still locked in for 3 years like you are now? You can go to the draft now or go to college and you're there for 3 years before you're draft eligible or until you turn 21. We need a little more. I don't know that part would change. But this would dramatically change the way college baseball recruits their athletes.
I believe what it said was as early as your sophomore year because they're turning 20 years old. They don't want 18 and 19-year-olds being drafted, I guess. That's kind of where they come from with this.
Well, college baseball's never been better.
No.
The facilities have never been better. Fantastic. The coaching's never been better. It's minor league, AA ball with aluminum bats. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Biggest difference is the bat. But facilities are better, training's better, pitching lab, they don't have those. Go up there to Arvest, they don't have a pitching lab there. So, I mean, and it's one of the finer AA parks you're going to find in this part of the country. So, very interesting. All right, that's the opening drive this morning, brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, 479-587-3300. Call Ted, and he'll get you started with everything you need from rock, sand, gravel, ready-mix concrete, and asphalt, whether your job's big or small. Residential project, large-scale commercial jobs, APAC has you covered. And their complete construction consultant services, always there for you to help your job stay on track as well. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Very, very interesting. And I think Ryan in Prairie Grove, he agreed with your point, Tommy. He said DVH's probably licking his chops. Like you said, it makes it easier for him and knowing that he doesn't have to sweat it out all year long thinking, can I get this guy, can I not? Got these guys locked up already. Very, very interesting to see if that actually anything comes from that or not. But if it does, it could spell really good things for the Razorbacks. But Tommy, also to your point, college baseball is much more enjoyable to watch now because winning is a bigger thing. And in the minor leagues, it's all about development. Yeah. The MLB can say they don't want to say this isn't about cutting development. Kind of seems like they're saving money that way by giving it to college baseball.
Give college baseball something by taking the high school kids out of the draft. It's probably a better return on the investment for baseball because college baseball is going to do the work for you. The Southeastern Conference has a chance to win another College World Series title. It's the most dominant league in maybe all of sports when you look at championships in a row, 5 of the 8 teams. Let them do the heavy lifting to get a kid ready when he's 20 or 21 years old. He'll be better developed than if you take a high school kid and put him in rookie league ball and try to work him through. They've done the research. They know the success rate of this. Their odds of taking someone out of the SEC, drafting them, paying them more up front is probably better to get them to the show than taking a kid out of high school and working through the system, and then he fizzles out 3 or 4 years in. And that's not an easy life. Rookie league, getting yourself up to the higher class of rookie league, single A, double A, triple. I mean, it's a long journey. And it's very difficult. And now with NIL money and some of these things, you probably make more money playing college baseball over a 3-year period than maybe you would in the minor leagues, even with a bonus.
It's certainly a more comfortable life than having to just plummet around in the minor leagues at times in between, buses and stuff like that, hotels.
It's not as glamorous as you might think.
No.
Brandon with the Fence Man's here. We're going to do our Fence Man Friday picks. Happy Father's Day. Busy weekend, I'm sure, for you and your family. And, man, we are starting to really get into some summer out there, man. A little humidity, a little sweat when you just walk outside.
Yeah. I want to start by saying Happy Father's Day to you guys too.
Thank you.
Over here.
Thank you.
That, so.
First time Father's Day for him. What's your week been like, my man?
Oh, busy, just all over the place. Summertime is busy time for us.
You a World Cup guy? You been keeping up with that?
A little bit. I'm not too much into soccer, but I like to watch a little bit of it.
You gonna watch 2 today or?
Yeah, I probably will. I'll probably catch a little bit of it.
You might need to have an opinion on that for our picks.
All right. So
forewarning.
All right, let's get into it. Our Fence Man Friday picks. How'd we do last week?
Knicks and Spurs.
I actually am. I think they're going to win this one.
I think they are too. I'm going to take San Antonio to at least move it back to Madison Square Garden for Game 6.
Spurs win.
Bulldogs or Texas?
I've said this before. I will never pick Texas on this radio. So we will go with Georgia.
I'll go with the Georgia Bulldogs.
So I'll also take Georgia. Do you guys know who the United States is playing tonight at 8 o'clock in the first in Group D?
Paraguay.
Got it. Tommy, do you know that?
I was going to say Paraguay.
Okay. Do they win tonight?
They do win tonight.
Yep.
I'll also take the Americans to move on tonight.
All three of you picked against the Knicks in Game 5?
Well, I mean, that's the way the series had went. There was no reason to think the Knicks were going to win.
Don't explain yourself. It's
the
over.
game.
You've lost points of respect from all of me. It's fine.
Good job,
Fellas, U.S. Open's happening right now. Wyndham Clark currently has the lead still.
He's had a hot day today.
He really has. There are 3 former U.S. Open champions playing together at a group right now, Tommy, all of them near the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, and I noticed also there is an amateur that was in second play, or at least earlier this morning, that was at the top of the leaderboard. I thought that was pretty interesting as well, and I didn't commit the name to memory, and I'm trying to pull it up on my phone real quick. But, yeah, Wyndham Clark, a 3-shot lead clear of the field right now as he is even today through 7 holes after a first-round opening round 64.
So, fellas, who do you think walks away with the crown after the end of the U.S. Open?
And that amateur I was talking about has fizzled a little bit. Ryder Cowan, but tied for 10th, 1 under par. He was at 3 under a little while ago. Who do we think's going to win this weekend? Brandon, I'll let you go first.
It's a really hard one.
Scheffler's a popular pick, but he's 2 over par.
Yeah.
Now, this is what he does. He had a 72 yesterday, shot a 72. Does he turn it on? I mean, 8 off the lead before he's even started today is not insurmountable for him.
Mm-hmm.
What about Dustin Johnson?
I like that pick.
Johnson?
That was one. I'll take that off my list because Dustin's 3 under par, 1 over today. I like that pick. Generally, the U.S. Open's won by an American. I like Justin Thomas. Can he do it? He's 3 under today after an opening round 71. Let's do it. I'll go Justin Thomas. JT.
Justin Thomas for Tommy. I'm sticking with Tommy Fleetwood. I picked him earlier this week on Halftime. I just like saying his name like they do on the TV. Tommy Fleetwood.
He's even par for the championship right now. Has not teed off today at an opening round 70.
All right, there we go. All right, USA versus Australia. Talked about that earlier today, 2 p.m. on Fox. The Socceroos versus the U.S. men's national team. Questions whether the star for the U.S. men, Christian Pulisic, will actually be in the game or not. But USA versus Australia, 2 o'clock. Brandon, what do you got in this one? Just be a patriot. It's okay if you don't
USA
know.
1-0.
There you go. 1-0. Good soccer turn.
There you go.
Tell me, what do you got in this one?
USA 2-1.
2-1, the final score. I'm going to take the US of A as well. I'm going to give a final score of 3-0. I say they go out there and just put it to them and shut them down. CWS final, Oklahoma versus North Carolina tonight, Saturday, and Sunday if necessary. Fellas, who are we taking in this one? I'm not picking OU, so that can go ahead and get that out there right now.
I definitely picked against OU, and I got a buddy that's been giving me crap about it. So let's go with OU to finish up.
Well,
FTT strong.
I want North Carolina to win, but they've been there a dozen times and haven't done it. OU is the hottest team in college baseball right now. And they are scorching. So I'm going to hold my nose.
And I'm going to go Boomer Sooner, and I'm going to pick Oklahoma as much as I hate doing it. It stinks.
Somebody check outside for flying pigs.
Yeah.
And make sure hell's not frozen over. That's
I'm trying to be right here, and I think Oklahoma's the. I just don't know that. I mean, the way they handled Georgia, pretty impressive.
Well, you're a good broadcaster. You care about being right. I don't, and I'm emotional, so I'm not going to pick them no matter what.
I thought Georgia's bats were going to be too much for him.
All right, so OU, and you got North Carolina.
I
All
do.
right, that's our Fitzman Friday picks heading into a holiday weekend, and Father's Day. Then you got a week, and then you've got 4th of July.
Yep.
And that means a lot of backyard stuff going on.
Yeah.
If you got some fence repairs, maybe a gate that's dragging, a panel that's missing 3 or 4 pickets, or you just need some rehab, fence repair. You got a truck and a crew that's just what they do.
Yeah, we have a couple trucks that do that. So, as far as hail damage, even to stain, we restain projects. Do a lot of stuff like that. We have sole crews that go out and they can do full repairs, replacement if it needs it.
Yeah,
anything like that. So
fences need maintenance like anything else,
and gates really do. They're
and
the
gates,
most common used thing.
I tell you, I need you to come over to the house at some point. Sometimes just WD-40 is all you need, but sometimes sometimes you need a little bit more than
you need
that.
an expert to tell you where to spray them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, also, still got the discount. They call and
you got to call and
for,
say you heard me on ESPN. Ask for Brandon and say you heard it on ESPN, and I'll get.
Isn't that creating like a lot of work for you?
Give or take, some people call and say that still, but you got to call and ask for me to get the discount. Say you heard it on ESPN.
You've had quite a few do that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, good. That makes me feel better. 782-3936, 479. We can keep Colton around another week. 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
We're also hiring.
I saw that
fence
on Facebook.
builders right now. If you're an experienced fence builder and you have any experience in fencing, come by and fill out an application.
Yeah.
See what we can do. See if we can get you a part of the team.
Or got construction experience.
Yeah.
Just can't be afraid of work.
Yeah, don't be afraid of work.
Yeah. And you can keep them busy.
Yes, sir.
782-3936. Have a great Father's Day weekend.
Sir, you too.
All right, that's our Fence Man Friday picks. Hog update on the way next. This is the Morning Rush, ESPN Arkansas, and the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell.
Streaming live from HitThatLine.com.
I'm getting home. That's right. It's been a late night tonight. You got a lot of people that are happy to have you out here.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback, the only local family and Arkansas alumni Razorback store in the state.
And the Stadium Shop is the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
You know, it seems there's always a Razorback sporting event happening.
And if you need something new for your home, office, or just want to update your wardrobe, the Stadium Shop has new stuff arriving all the time.
And we don't have to ask someone from corporate office to get something that Hog fans want. We are the corporate office.
Hey, Matt, did you hear about the tree out in front of the store?
No, what about it?
I heard it's a bit shady.
Wow, you've got to leave these jokes alone.
Anyway, you can see the shady tree and all the hog stuff at 989 South Razorback Road here in Fayetteville.
But not everyone can get to Fayetteville, so we've got one of those www.
Dad, again, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or they can call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
All the Road Hogs have the hog calls and the tailgate ready to roll.
Drive smarter with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle available only at Rath Auto Resources. We look all over the region for the best used cars. From there, they're inspected, reconditioned to our certified standards, and backed with a comprehensive warranty. And while the other guys might spring hundreds or even $1,000 in added fees on you at the last minute, our painless pricing and non-commissioned sales team ensure that you get a straight deal every time. Make the switch to a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
Disappointment is a part of sports. As they say, you can't win them all. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. From both personal and professional experience, I know that the road to victory is not always a straight line. If you have found yourself in a rebuilding year, your spouse has entered the transfer portal, you've been benched by an arrest, or you're on the IR from a car wreck, I'm here to help. Custody, criminal, car wrecks. Mock Legal Solutions, 479-769-1505.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. Not a member? Just sign up at Members Lumber Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. Right now, you can get big savings on Milwaukee Pack-Out tool storage, coolers, and tumblers. Save $50 when you spend $250 or $100 when you spend $350 or more. After instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand-new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited-time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. Or online at harryrobinson.com.
Passionate about sports? If yes, let's take that passion and put it to work growing your business. I'm Rita Newton with ESPN Arkansas, and I help people like you that own businesses connect them with our avid and loyal sports listeners through the power of radio with sharing your words, plus offering digital solutions. Whether you need more customers or more traffic on your website, I am your girl. So email me at rita.newton@hitthatline.com or call me at 479-353-1242. One email or one call away to working on a business plan to help you grow your business.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Darren McFadden goes 73 yards. And Repellent has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
You know that flag they have out there at John McDonald Field that has that number on it, Tommy? They changed it again. It should say, what was it, 55?
Yeah, they took 2 away.
They took 2 away, but it says 53 up there. That was the hog call from the celebration they had up there the other day. Another national championship for the track team here in your Hog Update. Remind me again of the story why there's 2 that aren't on there. Why don't they count
Tyson
them?
Gay, recruiting violations. I don't know. He had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that was not legal. I don't remember the details. It goes back a number of years. But if we're going to give Reggie Bush his Heisman back, and I promise you, anything that we were likely accused of back then. It's got to be legal now. Can we not restore those 2 national championships to the track and field program?
You could just be like Auburn and just claim that they're there anyway,
Crazy.
and just no one's going to do anything about it. They'll just think that.
Well, 53 is a lot.
Yeah. What's another extra 2? I mean, no one's really going to go through the.
Name me a greater dynasty in all of sports. I know where track ranks in most of our list. When you can talk about the Patriots over the 2000s. You can talk about a lot of the Lakers in the early 90s. There's no greater dynasty in all of sports than Arkansas's track and field program. And I know that's a combined national championships with indoor, outdoor, cross country, the men, the women. But name me a greater dynasty.
You'd be hard pressed to find one. Spanning like 50 years?
Well, and
now?
that's the thing, the consistency, the model. 3 different coaches. Obviously, John McDonald's the godfather of all of it. But, Doug Case is in his first season, and obviously the foundation is, on bedrock there. I mean, it is solid. It is stable.
He's born on third base for sure, but
still, I mean,
to keep it going is hard enough.
Usually, the third generation in a business, the third generation messes it up. I mean, he's obviously off to a great start. So I don't know of a greater dynasty in all of sports than the Arkansas track and field program.
Elsewhere in your Hog Update, Tommy, the Razorbacks are headed to the Bahamas this summer. They're going to the Nassau, Bahamas for the Baha Mar Hoops Summer League.
You are filling in for Ty.
Yeah, I know.
So.
I just every time I get on this show, I have to do his job.
Nassau,
Bahamas, from July 31st to August the 4th. I did see where this event is managed by a Kentucky-based sports and entertainment management firm. I think there'll be some bad calls go Cal's way down there. I'm jesting, but boys get to take a vacation again, get to brush up against probably not some great competition, but there will be videos that we will see, I'm sure, of this team finally put together now with Ilya Frolov and the Sinister Six freshman class.
And maybe a little more insight on what's really going on with Isaiah Seeley. But, it's every so many years you're allowed a international trip in the offseason. It was 4 that you could take one of these trips. Usually they'd went to Europe and played in Spain or played in Italy or something of that nature. I guess this is taking the place of that. We got the release, but the Bahamas is a lot closer and probably a lot cheaper than. And I think you're still counting your pennies. Everything I've heard, Cal spent so far on this next year's roster around $15 million, and I think there's still more money in the piggy bank. That's what I'm kind of hearing. So. They have invested a lot into this roster construction. All right, that's the Hog Update this morning, brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions, 479-769-1505. Arkansas and Oklahoma, Jackie can help you, whether it's a custody and divorce case that's high conflict, whether it's a criminal matter that you're on the wrong side of the law and need some help. She'll hold the prosecutor's feet to the fire. If you've been in a car wreck and you don't want to deal with the insurance companies, she knows what to do. She used to defend those guys. She knows the right buttons to push and the levers to pull. 479-769-1505 or go to mocklegalsolutions.com. All right, this weekend's Father's Day weekend. Rath Auto Resources is the place, and we got Larry Rath. Larry, happy Father's Day. Also, happy birthday a day or two ago to you.
I appreciate that, Tommy. Happy Father's Day to you and everybody else that's out there listening. Being a father is its own reward, but having a special day is a nice thing. And, we always have a big time over at Rath Auto Resources. We've got a family atmosphere over there, and it's just a great place to come in, find some people that really will work to earn your business. We've got guys that like what they're doing. They believe in the product. We think we're selling the very best used car that your money can buy and road ready certified. And, it's a better proposition. We love our customers. We like to take care of them with a great deal on a great car. And then we like to take care of them later in the Meineke Car Care Center, make sure they take, care of the car, all the regular maintenance that needs to be done. Any kind of problem that comes up, we can take care of it in the Meineke Car Care Center. We call it Rolling with Rath. We call it a better way to drive. We've called it several things over the years, but really if you start with a better car and you get a great price on that, and then you've got a place to bring it for all your maintenance and repair needs, you do it all in one spot. Maybe you're just talking to one person every time. Yeah. That really is a better way to drive. And it takes all the hassle out of it. and make sure that you're driving a dependable car and a safe car all the time. And for fathers, that's important. If you're looking, maybe you're a new father and you need more room, maybe your car's not big enough anymore, we've got a great selection. Those move-up cars like third-row seat SUVs, we've got especially good inventory of those cars right now. And value priced, we call it painless pricing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pay too much for a car at Rath Auto Resources. Every one of them's right on the money. So come on in and pick out something that's just right for your family. Let us help you get that price and payment where it suits your budget, and then get that great service after the sale in the Meineke Car Care Center. It's all going on right now. Come see us this weekend, Rath Auto Resources in the Meineke Car Care Center.
All right, Larry, happy Father's Day, and we will talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one. Happy Father's Day to everybody. And folks, come see us.
All right, Larry Rath, Rath Auto Resources. All right, Morning Rush Daily question on the way next, brought to you by CartPath Social. The Morning Rush, ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com. Stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback, the only local family and Arkansas alumni Razorback store in the state.
And the Stadium Shop is the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
It seems there's always a Razorback sporting event happening.
And if you need something new for your home, office, or just want to update your wardrobe, the Stadium Shop has new stuff arriving all the time.
And we don't have to ask someone from corporate office to get something that Hog fans want. We are the corporate office.
Hey, Matt, did you hear about the tree out in front of the store?
No, what about it?
I heard it's a bit shady.
Wow, you've got to leave these jokes alone.
Anyway, you can see the shady tree and all the hog stuff at 989 South Razorback Road here in Fayetteville.
But not everyone can get to Fayetteville, so we've got one of those www.
Dad, again, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or they can call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Hey, bud, I'm not concerned about the record. I'm concerned about the tournament.
This is the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell's Lutz boxes are curated to perfection. The refined $5 box, opulent $7 box, and the abundance of the $9 box, featuring the Fajita Street chalupas with boldly seasoned peppers and onions. Each delivers a satisfying symphony of flavors. But all that Lutz might go to your head.
Monsieur, check please.
You already paid. That's literally your receipt.
I wanna hear.
Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with the free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the fence man was my first call.
And I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
All right, let's get a little sentimental here. It's Father's Day weekend. And this could be a favorite memory with your son or with your dad, or maybe one of each. But what is your favorite father-son, and we're not leaving the ladies out, father-daughter memories? What's something when you think of Father's Day and something you've done with your dad or a memory you've had with your son or whatever, what comes to mind? That's the Morning Rush Daily Question here on a Father's Day Friday, brought to you by CartPath Social.
2 memories came to mind immediately whenever you asked me that. One of them, the first one was my dad being a football coach. He obviously took it upon himself to teach me the proper way to throw a football. And there was a child-sized football that he got a hold of. I guess someone gave it to him or he went and bought it. I don't know. But he drew my hand around the football exactly where it should be every time. And I remember spending hours and hours and hours out there in the front yard of where I grew up in Rogers playing catch with him and him teaching me to throw the football the correct way. Never throw very far, but I do have a good form. And then, of course, always being on the back of his nitro out there, whatever leg he drug me to, him constantly having to stop casting to fix the line that I had just completely turned into a rat's nest in there, bird's nest. And always taking the time to be extremely patient with me, fix the line, let me cast again, and help him reel the fish in all the time. Those were always good memories that I remember with my dad.
And we went to a lot of baseball games. He loved baseball. We loved the Atlanta Braves when I was young. We do those Delta flyaway weekends at least once a year in the old Fulton County Stadium. They had a package you could get a family 4-pack, and you'd fly out there. We'd go out of Tulsa, and you'd go to Atlanta, and you'd go to the games, and they had you a hotel. And, so going to baseball games as a young kid, we'd go to St. Louis and watch them when the Braves came up there. We'd go to Kansas City, watch the Royals from time to time. So those are some younger memories, but probably the one that first comes to mind is my dad's it'll be 11 years in October. Hard to believe that, but that he's been gone. But one of our last fishing trips on the Norfolk River together. And we're up near the dam on the right side, near the end of the day. It's about time to pack up. It's a Sunday, time to head back. And it feels like I've gotten caught in a snag. They're running generator and a half, I don't know. But then we got flow. and it feels like my line's gotten caught in a tree or a branch or something, and pull on the line and feel it's not. It's a fish, and it's fighting against the current, fighting against my hook set. He was there in the boat, and it was a really, really nice cutthroat. Big, beautiful colored, long, like 22-inch cutthroat. And I've got a picture that I keep on my phone and nearby of me and him on the dock, me holding that up. And that was the last time I think we took a good picture together fishing. So that always comes to mind. So Dylan and I last year, I would love nothing more than my kids to embrace golf. But we played in a father-son golf tournament, or a family golf tournament. Me and him played together and got to spend a couple days, going to his football games, those things. But the excitement on his face when he wanted to go to a concert this summer, he wants to see the Foo, and just we gave him that for his birthday, one of his many birthday gifts, and just the excitement. So just making those memories, pretty incredible. So those are some of the things that come to my mind here on a Father's Day weekend. What are some of yours? Lewis Automotive Group hotline open. Jesse in Springdale says his dad took him to see Terminator 2, just him and I in the theater when he was 8 years old.
Thought it was cool that his dad let him watch a rated R movie. That is a very dad movie.
Yeah.
Too. Be like, hey, don't tell your mom about this, but we're gonna go see this movie. That's really cool.
I remember there was a restaurant called the Ribeye in Fort Smith over there where Towson and Zero kind of bend together, and they had these booths back there where everything was like private dining. There were stalls. And we were probably 17, 18, 19, and he'd go in there and he'd order a pitcher of beer. And we were with him, and he'd pour some for us, at that point. And boy, and rightfully so, make the waitresses and the owner a little upset and miffed about it. But I always thought that was fun how he liked to push the envelope. That was kind of the introduction. And his theory was, well, if I condone it and have you do it here, you won't go out and go crazy with it if I don't make a big deal out of it. So it's probably right. But I remember that was funny because he didn't get in an argument with him. He knew what he was doing was wrong, but he didn't mind pushing the envelope a little bit. All right, those are some of our favorite father-son memories. What are some of yours? You can text those to us on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. It's brought to you by CartPath Social. They got new membership plans available for summer that you can take in and enjoy at Northwest Arkansas's premier indoor golf facility, and that's CartPath Social. $200 a month, unlimited use of their golf simulator bays. You can get up to 3 tee times, up to 3 hours per tee time at one time. And your guests that you want to bring with you only pay $20 an hour. There's 3 different levels starting at $200. You get a little bit more for $250, and then there's a full family plan for just $350 a month that you can enjoy through most of the rest of the year. So find out more, cartpathsocial.com. Stop in at 122 Grant Place in Lowell, or call 479-487-3622, or again, cartpathsocial.com, and check out the membership plans all summer long at CartPath Social. Something good to do with the kids.
Brenton, Kentucky here chiming in on your Morning Rush Daily question. One of my favorite memories of my dad was him taking me hunting in Yale County around Mount Blue, and it was snowing, and the snow was deep. He didn't want to go out, but because he loved his son, he took me hunting.
Yeah. We never were a big deer hunting family. Later in life, we got into that. Dad liked to bird hunt. I never went on a bird hunt with him, but we did do some dove hunting later on. But a lot of my favorite stuff was when we were, I guess, more grown, and I don't say gone, but just more of those things. I guess we were less of a pain in the butt at that point.
You could be friends at that point, at least. You could at least be amicable.
Well, I didn't think he was going to kill me at that point. I'll be honest. I was worried that I was going to die every day for about the first 13 years of my life. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, if your dad was a little hard on you at a young age, it probably turned you into the man you are today.
Absolutely.
And mine didn't mind challenging me and making sure that you had the work ethic and did what you said you were going to do. You told the truth. It wasn't always fun when you were 7, 8, 9, 10, but you know what? Paid off later in life. And I think, your dad, as a dad, you're so chiefly responsible for molding your sons into to being a man later in life. So
yeah,
I thank mine for a lot that he did for me. Some of it didn't make sense at the time, but when you raise your own kids later in life, I remember, we were arguing about, we wanted to eat out for lunch in the summer at the golf course and just put it on the bill. And he said, no, you can go, you can play golf back to the house and you can make a sandwich and get what you want there or take it with you. We're not going to spend that money. And at that time, we thought it was ridiculous when we were 13 or 14 years old. You know what? Now that my kids are at that age and they just think money grows on trees, you start thinking like and repeating the very things your dad yelled and told you 25 years ago or whatever.
We're out in the backyard, and in my backyard, it's they used to have a bunch of, tons and tons of oak trees, and we had a ford out there. There was a pool. We had dogs digging holes. It was the absolute worst yard to mow. So, of course, my dad's in the front yard on the riding mower. He gets it done in 20 minutes. It's no big deal. And I'm out there sweating in the backyard trying to, go around trees and everything like that. And my dad comes back out there. I'm about halfway done, and he tells me to start over and do it again because none of the lines are straight. And I was mad. I was screaming mad. He walked away, and I was saying every cuss word I could think of. I didn't know all of them at that point, but I was mad. But now looking back at it, it's just one of those lessons that you get taught. Like, if you're going to do the job, you have to do it the right way 100% of the time. Otherwise, it's not even worth doing, and someone's going to have to come behind you, it would have been him, and fix the job. Yeah. So always good lessons like that. But, man, I was mad at that point. But as I've gotten older, like you said, I've learned a little bit more about it.
Ryan in Prairie Grove said, all we did was work, and I hated it. Now I understand why. So, it's amazing as you in that moment, your brain's not developed enough to understand it all. But it's amazing when your dad becomes a lot smarter the older you get. So pretty good stuff there. Brent in Kentucky. On another note, I crashed my bike once in gravel. I stood up bleeding and crying. What does it say? Dad checked on me?
Yeah, checked me over, so nothing was broken. He got down to my level and said, okay, I think that you're going to live. You're going to stand there and cry, or are you going to go play? And said he wanted to go play and said, then go play. And paid dividends off in his life. Yeah.
I remember Dad, I got my first bicycle, and he took the training wheels off on a Sunday afternoon after church, and I rode it about 30 feet, not confident, wobbling, leaking oil, no confidence, and ran right into a tree, I'll never, then went down the road, but you know what? And then I ran into a ditch, about 3 crashes, and then I was good to go. So
you got to have a dad that dust off your shoulders.
To me, kids don't even learn how to ride a bike these days. Pretty sad. That ought to be one of the qualifications to become a teenager. You got to be able to ride a bike. That's Dad's job to teach you how to ride a bike, right?
Ride a bike,
one of the dad duties,
shoot a gun, stuff like that.
All right, what are your favorite father-son, father-daughter memories? 877-377-6963. The Lewis Automotive Group hotline open for your calls and text throughout this morning. Got another hour of the morning rush coming up. Ty's not here today. Getting ready for Father's Day weekend. College World Series starts tomorrow evening. Best of 3, North Carolina and Oklahoma. We were talking about this in our Fence Man Friday picks. I don't like Oklahoma, as you well know. It's been well documented on this show. But I can't help but pick them. They are the hottest team. And I think we're going to be a little frustrated when they hoist the trophy Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, there should be another SEC team, another individual SEC team that gets to do it before you have. And I was at the Oklahoma game whenever they put together, I think it was 9 or 8 runs in that 8th inning to beat them on Saturday. And I thought right then, this Oklahoma team, they don't have what it takes to make it in tournament play. And here they are in the national championship game. I just goes to show you that getting hot in baseball is, it's more imperative than anything. Some teams have it, some teams don't.
You could have won that game in 22. You might be a national champion. You'd have played Oklahoma, I believe, in all likelihood. I don't remember their scenario, but they played Ole Miss. You feel like if you had one more pitcher, one more starter, maybe it's Arkansas and North Carolina and not Oklahoma and North Carolina. It would be, and I don't remember which bracket we'd have fallen into, but nonetheless, you'd have taken Oklahoma's spot, obviously. Yeah. So, because they beat Kansas. But, nonetheless, that's how fickle baseball can be. All right, hour 2 straight ahead. Your calls and text on the way. You can always keep up with us throughout the weekend, no matter where you're at on the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell. Stand by. Hour 2 next, here on the Morning Rush. Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback, the only local family and Arkansas alumni Razorback store in the state.
And the Stadium Shop is the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
You know, it seems there's always a Razorback sporting event happening.
And if you need something new for your home, office, or just want to update your wardrobe, the Stadium Shop has new stuff arriving all the time.
And we don't have to ask someone from corporate office to get something that hog fans want. We are the corporate office.
Hey, Matt, did you hear about the tree out in front of the store?
No, what about it?
I heard it's a bit shady.
Wow, you've got to leave these jokes alone.
Anyway, you can see the shady tree and all the hog stuff at 989 South Razorback Road here in Fayetteville.
But not everyone can get to Fayetteville, so we've got one of those Google
Dad, again, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
Or they can call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few, and have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
This is the Morning Rush.
Drive smarter with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle available only at Rath Auto Resources. We look all over the region for the best used cars. From there, they're inspected, reconditioned to our certified standards, and backed with a comprehensive warranty. And while the other guys might spring hundreds or even $1,000 in added fees on you at the last minute, our painless pricing and non-commissioned sales team ensure that you get a straight deal every time. Make the switch to a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Fort Smith, your next great fishing story starts at the brand new Bass Pro Shops outpost on Bass Pro Drive, just off of Rogers Avenue. Step inside and discover the Pradco store within a store, where you can design a custom autograph lure from iconic shapes like the Head and Spook, Cotton Cordell Redfin, and many others. Add your name, a message, or whatever sparks your imagination. Whether you're gearing up for the water or grabbing a one-of-a-kind gift, it's all happening now at the Bass Pro Shop outpost. Come make something unforgettable.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Now is the best time to drive home in a new Silverado from Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith because Orr is offering 0 for 60 months on light-duty Silverados. You heard that right, 0 for 60 on new Silverado 1500. Take advantage of this great deal to help get you in the payment you need in your next Silverado. Deals like this don't come around often, so don't wait. Head over to Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith for 0 for 60 on Silverados. Shop the best selection around online at OrChevyFS.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we may see an isolated shower across the north early. We'll see showers and storms building in across the south today. High temperatures this afternoon will be into the low 80s. Could see some scattered showers, a few scattered thunderstorms across the south as we head through the overnight. We drop down into the mid-60s north, low to mid-70s south. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for wine, specialty beers, and liquor. Located at 12100 Highway 71 South in Fort Smith.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 78 days.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
You could drink beer.
The superior light beer for the social athlete.
Morning light breaking through the sky. Tommy and Ty got that crazy drive. Tune in now, don't be shy. Morning Rush gonna make you feel alive. Wake up, it's time to go. Tommy and Ty, they steal the show. ESPN Arkansas, feel the flow. Morning Rush, Morning Glow. Sports talk hit the ground running. Laughs and news always stunning. Game day vibes got you humming. Catch the beat, it's truly coming. Wake up, it's time to go. Tommy and Ty, they steal the show. ESPN Arkansas, feel the flow. Morning Rush, Morning Glow.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios with Colton Little
And Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
It sure is. Welcome back into the Morning Rush this morning here on a football Friday here, Tommy.
You know, our phones listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about father-son memories.
Yeah.
Just open my Facebook page during the break, and it's probably a coincidence because it's this time of the year. But one of my favorite memories I'd forgotten about, of a picture of me and my dad popped up at the new Busch Stadium 20 years ago. Look how young and thin I was back then.
You look very thin.
Holy
very
moly. We're at the 2006 NLCS. Cardinals versus Mets. He loved to go to that. So good photo there. Another great memory. Hopefully you're enjoying some of this. I was talking with Rob from Harrison. He was texting and messaging during the break about our last segment and those memories. And we've all got them. But, you know, he was sharing a fishing story from the White River, similar to the one I talked about on the Norfolk. And, you know, it's the memories that matter, not the stuff, not the things. No one ever talks about the things Dad bought them. Yeah. They talk about the memories they make. So just, you know, it's about the memories, not the stuff. Hey, yesterday, I thought we had a really fun conversation. And I don't remember if it's the first hour or the second hour, but we were talking about, because it spawned from the Morning Rush daily question yesterday. Can Arkansas be good in football and basketball at the same time? And I'm talking about it, we define it as a sustained period. Can you make the Sweet 16 or better 4 out of 5 years? Can you make the college football playoff now with its expanded format 4 out of 5 years? Can it be done at the same time at Arkansas? The golden era for that is the late 70s. Final Fours and the Orange Bowl win. You were a top 5 football team. You had 2 Hall of Fame coaches, Lou Holtz, and you'd had a Hall of Famer with Frank Broyles, went to Lou Holtz. He had the team rolling. Eddie Sutton, really got the program going, Hall of Fame coach. Is that the key ingredient, or is it something else? So one of the questions we talked about, Colton did the research on this. How many teams, who else is doing this? Michigan comes to mind. It's a program that obviously great success and championships in football recently and basketball as well. We throw it out like, oh, it's so easy to be good at football and basketball. So, Colton, I ask you to come up with a list of how many teams how many years we go back? 5?
So I went. So this is
so
how I did it,
here was the
Tommy.
parameters.
Yeah. So
how many programs have made a Sweet 16 and the college football playoff in the same year?
So since the college football playoff era began with the 2014 season,
Okay.
only 5 athletic departments have reached both the college football playoff and the NCAA men's basketball Sweet 16 in the same athletic year. But some of them have done it more than once. Like you said,
Okay.
Michigan.
Yes.
Michigan State in 2014.
Okay.
Oklahoma in 2015. Michigan in 2020 and 2021. Alabama in 22, 23, and 25 this past season. And Tennessee in 24. It's
Okay,
8
so hang
total
on.
occurrences.
Okay, so it's only happened 8 times. So Michigan, Michigan State, Alabama. Who else did you say?
Tennessee and Oklahoma.
So just 5 schools and 3 SEC schools out of that.
3 SEC schools.
2 Big
and
Ten
2
schools.
Big Ten schools.
So no one outside of the Big Ten or the SEC has done this. It's only happened 8 times total between those 5 schools.
Of which Alabama has 3 on its own.
And Hall of Fame coach with Nick Saban, obviously the GOAT. I mean, and Nate, well, that wouldn't, what were the years for basketball?
22, 23, and 25.
Okay, so one of those was without Saban in football. Nate Oates, when did he arrive there?
He was there, but he's been
So-
there. He's responsible for all those for
All
the
those.
Alabama basketball.
So Nate Oates may be a Hall of Famer at some point. But one of the elite coaches in the game right now. Coaching's obviously, we were talking about how do you do it? What's the formula? We throw it out. I mean, this happens all the time with sports talk radio. You just throw things out like this, like, oh, it's super easy to do. I mean, here's all you need to do. Well, it's not super easy. It's not just, push this button, pull this lever, raise enough money, hire the right coach. There's a lot that goes into it. And there's still a lot of programs like Texas that spend $200 million a year on athletics. A&M. I mean, we could keep going down the list of the top spenders in all of sports. We can just look at the SEC. Georgia hasn't done this. They're one of the elite football teams. Tennessee was on that list. I'm just thinking about schools. Auburn, obviously not on that list. LSU, not on that list. Florida, not on that list. I mean, this is not an easy task to be good in football and basketball at the same time. And the data bears it out. So what are the keys? Go back through, and I know some of that spans over a 12-year period. But you think about coaching. Tennessee might be, you got Rick Barnes, obviously, that's, been in charge of all those basketball Sweet 16s. But, they kind of mirror Arkansas. A few Sweet 16s in there, maybe a next weekend. But, until last year, they didn't really reach, the ultimate pinnacle with him. He was second-round Rick or whatever. So, first weekend Rick. But they have not, regular season Rick, they have not necessarily had what I would call a Hall of Fame football coach, though, in that period.
See, and so this is where you had to take into account some of this. We had to think about after or before and after NIL has been involved, and
Right.
also the expansion of the college football playoff. Because without that,
Yeah, because those early ones was just a 14
It was
playoff.
just a 14
So even
playoff.
more impressive.
So for teams like Michigan State and Oklahoma, those two did it before the expansion of the college
Right.
football playoff. They made a Sweet 16, and they were in the college football playoff early on. And then you had NIL come along around 2021 or so. Michigan kind of benefited from that. Alabama obviously benefited. Expansion of the playoff came. Tennessee also did as well because they weren't one of the top 4 seeds in the college football playoff.
What year was Michigan State there? Obviously, Tom
This
Izzo.
was-
Tom Izzo's a Hall of Famer. The definition of.
This was 2014. And
I don't remember who their coach was back in 14 at Michigan State, but they've had trouble with their football head coaching position since then. That well documented. So how many of those occurrences of those 8 have occurred post COVID? Say 21 passed.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5.
5 of the 8 have occurred in the NIL portal world, which has greatly evolved over the last 3 years, but was in its, infancy coming out of COVID.
It's happened once every year since 2021, including 2020.
Interesting.
Mhm.
But only once a year.
Only once.
So what's the formula here? Coaching's obviously, I think, easy to identify. you better have a Hall of Fame level coach, or one that's going to be, kind of like Alabama with Nate Oates. You may not like him. He may be a scumbag, but he operates at a Hall of Fame level as a coach. Coaching's the easy, low-hanging fruit here of what you got to have. They had Saban and Oates. And, I think that's a pretty easy formula. We can go here back, Izzo, and we're going back 14. So Michigan, obviously, they had issues with their scandal, but Hall of Fame level coach there that got them there. Now they've had even more issues with their head coach, obviously, in this past year. Who else was on that? Alabama, Michigan, Oklahoma was before
2015.
Okay, no, the ones that since 21.
So that's Michigan, Alabama, Tennessee, Alabama.
So is Alabama the formula to study?
Well, and I was thinking about this too, Tommy. Were they not also in Omaha this past year also? Alabama Crimson
That's a great
Tide?
point. Yeah,
I think
now they went 0-2 in barbecue.
Now
I believe.
but I mean, at least
but they were there.
Being there, you made it. You
So
fought your way
what is
through.
it? So I think we've narrowed it down to the case study now, right? Alabama, and is it, how much of this is culture? How much of this is fundraising? How much of this is coaching? I think coaching's number one. You better have the right leader to set the culture, to help raise the money. I mean, you can't do this without money. Alabama's not short on funds or resources. So, I mean, those are the obvious ones. But I think there's always that little extra something, that it factor, that magic fairy dust that they're sprinkling that you're not. That, the programs like Alabama under Saban, that you knew if they were down 10 with 8 minutes to go, they were going to find a way to win the game. They never quit believing they were going to win the game. There's a lot to be said about confidence and belief in yourself and what you're doing. Never wilting under pressure. Saban created that culture there within that football program, and it hasn't necessarily sustained. And some of this, without the expanded playoff, Alabama wouldn't be on all those lists. But that's the standard that we want to live up to now.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out how Arkansas can be in some Sweet 16s in basketball and make the college football playoff. And we say it as though it's easy. And I think that list is obviously going to grow as the college football playoff expands.
Continues to expand.
But being good at multiple sports at the same time, the data just shows you don't do it. So what are your thoughts out there? Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963. Hey, if you have a dental emergency this weekend, Valley Urgent Dental will be there for you. Broken tooth, painful infection, something just ain't right, and you're hurting in the jaws there. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are going to be there for you when you need them the most. 479-235-5655. Yeah, your regular dentist is closed. They don't replace your regular dentist. They just get you fixed up for the weekend and get you out of pain, or get that broken tooth, painful infection alleviated, and get you going till you can see your regular dentist again. 479-235-5655. Valley Urgent Dental is behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Don't wait. Your smile deserves immediate care with Valley Urgent Dental.
And to frame it back in here from an Arkansas perspective, what's it going to take to make a college football playoff now? Say that there's 24 teams coming up soon for Arkansas. Because I think it's out of the realm of expectations to expect Ryan Silverfield to come in here within the first 2 years and be competing for a college football playoff. So say when it expands to 24 teams, or hypothetically 24 teams, what kind of record does it take to get in there? Is it 9 games, which you've done before?
Well,
is it 8 games where you win, where all your losses are to top conference teams? I mean, it takes consistency to get to that point throughout a season. Just haven't seen that in so long. And I'm wondering if that is devalued any by the fact that the college football playoff is expanded by so many teams.
Well, you're going to have to finish in the top 6 of the league. I know they, the Big Ten and the SEC wanted guaranteed seats, but I can't imagine we're going to be in a world where half the field in an expanded 24-team playoff doesn't come from the Big Ten and the SEC.
Yeah.
And it may end up being more than that.
I'd almost say maybe even 3/4 of the field.
Could be. I mean, based on merit. But I don't see a world, and if you finish in the top 6 of the SEC, I can't imagine you don't have a seat at the table.
Mm-hmm.
If you finish in the top 5 or 6 in the Big Ten, you're going to have a seat at the table. There's not enough teams worthy, unless the committee loses its mission and it isn't identifying the best teams in the country. The ACC and the Big 12 And all these other group of 6 teams, they're not deep enough in their leagues to be that their 4th team or their 3rd team is better than the 7th team in the SEC. And I'm with you. I think it probably will be more of the field than half. But if it's not at least half, we're not getting the right teams on the bracket in most years. So I would start with that. How do you figure out a formula? We don't have to have a program that wins the SEC or makes the SEC championship. That would be great. But how do we get from finishing in double digits in the finish? I mean, does it really matter if you're 11th or 12th or 13th? You're outside the top 10. And you can say, well, but, 6-6 in some years, 7-5 is going to get you in the conversation. I think any year you go 8-4 and your conference record is 5-4, you're probably going to be in the field, depending on tiebreakers and who you beat head-to-head and who your 5 are over and how bad your 4 losses looked. But 5-4 in this league, moving forward in a 24-team field, do you think that'll get you in? Because I think you're going to be in the mix for somewhere in that middle of the league. And I think somewhere around 6 or 7 teams from the SEC and 5 or 6 teams from the Big Ten are going to be in the conversation.
Well, what I'm wondering, Tommy, too, is I'm looking back through this list of schools that have done it: Michigan State, Oklahoma, Michigan, Alabama, and Tennessee. I'm looking at those athletic departments and specifically those football programs as a whole. I can't think of the last time Tennessee or Oklahoma or Alabama or Michigan posted a 2-win football season or did it multiple times within a 5-year span. So those programs are taking football serious, and they have for quite a long time. Whether it be with donors or through administration, there has to be something missing there in Fayetteville. Is that it?
Well, you say taking it serious. You don't think – I don't believe that we don't take it serious.
I think they take it serious, but, I mean, what I'm talking about is, I mean, if you took it serious, you wouldn't have been made some of the decisions that you made, like the coaches that you've hired and the things that you've had to go through by, like, talking about having no money in the NIL program, going down to your donors and
there's been mistakes made.
But
at the end of it's figuring out, and in Alabama, the most frequent school on that list had the benefit of having Nick Saban that I think permeated through not just the football he permeated through that entire athletic department. The culture rubbed off the football program onto the basketball program. Do you think Nick Saban had a stranglehold on how the administration was going to function and the direction they were going to go at Alabama? Do you think he was calling the shots or Greg Byrne back in the day? Of course it was Saban. He has that magic fairy dust and I think the culture he created within football, the standard he created, it spilled over into these other sports, and it's still having its effect. But the biggest effect is it opened up checkbooks you never knew existed. It opened up funding that was never there. We all say from the outside looking in, because it's easy to spend someone else's money, that, man, if the Waltons would just get involved with the athletic department. Well, what's it going to take? Is it winning? Is it another generation that grew up here loving the Razorbacks? Someone's got to figure out how to unlock that door. And winning's going to be, you would think, one way to do it. But, that's one of the big – it comes back to funding, but not all of this is about having the most NIL, or Texas would be winning something. This isn't about having the most resources or the biggest athletic budget. You got to have enough to compete. But just because you have the biggest war chest does not equal championships. But Alabama, while they have an ample war chest, they've had Hall of Fame coaching, certainly in football, they have figured out more than anybody how to have multiple sports be good in the same 5-year period.
So it's a winning culture, what you're saying, right?
I don't think it's just one answer. But I don't think you can have success sustained over time without the right culture, without the right accountability, without the right systems in place to get that done.
Culture starts from the top. So I'd imagine that'd be the administration, whoever pulls the string. That's all I was trying to say.
I think culture starts with a head coach in each sport. I think they're siloed up. I don't think a lot of what – now, I do think some of the best practices from one sport gets bled over to the other. I do think the best ideas get shared and moved around from time to time. But until just a couple of years ago, Alabama had the longest tenured run of a head coach in the league. Stability matters as well, and that's one thing we have lacked. Lewis Automotive Group hotline open, 877-377-6963. William is in Lafayette, Louisiana. Happy Friday, William.
Happy Friday. Happy Father's Day coming up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Humor me for a second, Mr. Kraft. I live along I-10, right? So we go to Destin. We've been going to Destin for years.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever get down to the Panhandle of Florida or that area in the summertime? Y'all ever done that?
Oh yeah, many times. Orange Beach, Destin, Sandestin. I've been stuck in all the traffic jams in the summer.
All right.
Mid-Bay Bridge this time of the year going into Destin is just, you better time it right. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you're right. So if you noticed about that down there, it's kind of like a melting pot in the summer. And you'll have LSU fans, Auburn fans, Georgia fans, South Carolina fans. Everyone.
Every flag, every tent on the beach. You're right.
You're right. And if you'll also notice something, when you go down there, they are proudly displaying whatever their collective is or whatever their fundraising faction is. And I don't very rarely do I see any Arkansas. And and it resonates with me, Tommy Kraft. I don't know if it's the pride in winning or the hatred for losing or the closeness of those schools and those alumni bases and those fan bases that just, by God, they do not want to lose to one another. And they will give what they can, right? They will sacrifice going to have lunch. They'll pack a lunch once a week. They'll quit smoking. They'll quit smoking cigarettes. They'll do, by God, what they got to do to give to that fundraising faction.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe we have that.
Well,
and I don't know if that.
Entertain me here for a second, William. I think some of it. I don't think this is the entire answer, but Ole Miss hates Mississippi State so much they'll give up cigarettes to help fund their NIL. Alabama hates Auburn enough that they'll sacrifice something within their family to support their collective to make sure they don't lose a recruit to the guys down on the plains. I think there's some of that goes on within some of these states that have that in-state hatred, the in-state rival, that we've got to do our part or the guys on the other side of the highway are going to win. And they fight over everything from recruits to baseball to it all matters. And I think I think there's some of that. Now that's not all of it because LSU still gets their job done. Georgia doesn't really have that. They don't have a hatred with Georgia Tech. They have more so with Florida. But I think I think that somewhere rolled up in that burrito is the fact that, we can't let the guys 3 counties over beat us. So I'm going to sacrifice this out of my paycheck each week to help fund what I love and what I'm passionate about.
There is a catalyst that facilitates that passion. And I'm not sure we have that, Mr. Kraft. And, I joined the Edge. I got a sweatshirt. I gave it as a Christmas gift to my mom and my stepdad. We tried to embrace it because down here, it's part of the culture, right? And I will take a step further. Ole Miss hates LSU, and that was before Lane Kiffin was hired away. LSU is not going to lose to Ole Miss. They're just not going to be at their standard. It's just a different culture, Tommy. And look, I love the Hogs. I've loved them my whole life. But I have seen and been exposed. I mean, along I-10 here, you've got Longhorn, Aggies, LSU, Ole Miss. I mean, it's just a gumbo, and it all bubbles up, and I see it in Destin. And it's resonated with me. I'll also say this. Everyone sits here and reads off the list of football coaches that we've hired. And we've had, Nutt, Petrino, going down the list. I think our biggest problem is that we have not hired good athletic directors. We had one in Frank Broyles for his time, 70s, 80s. I would like to see how he would perform today, but I think that's the biggest thing that we've had because not only have we been not on the level in football, it took Muss and Cal to get us back in basketball. It was not too long ago that we weren't a part of any of that marching band. No bowl game.
Yeah.
We've got to understand who we're competing with and either take pride in that or take hatred that, by God, we're not. I think that is more it. It's not the win. It's the hatred of losing to the people. And that's just my 2 cents.
William, thanks for the call and happy Father's Day. You got to figure out what's going to strike a nerve. Mm-hmm. And I just don't think the Texas rivalry strikes a deep enough nerve that, by God, we're given to the collective above anything else as a fan base. We're going to fly the flag on the beach in Destin. The battle line rivalry doesn't move you. There's no sense of urgency with one particular opponent like there is in these other built-in rivalries. That's not the entire answer, but I believe it's part of it. Mm-hmm. The hatred for Auburn by Alabama fans is enough that they see it every day. They work alongside, as they would say, those people every day. We don't have that in our state. There's benefits to that. We don't have to divide the resources. But at the end of the day, you can always make the argument Mississippi may have more 4- and 5-star athletes. They got a little more population, but they divide it 3 ways, really, with Southern Miss, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. We don't have to divide ours out. So it's not just all, there's not just one answer.
Well, and to prove your point, Tommy, look at the teams that have made it since your parameters of COVID. Michigan, Alabama, and Tennessee back in our Sweet 16 and college football playoff in the same year parameters. Michigan, Alabama, and Tennessee all have what I would say is a very good rivalry that they can cling to, somebody that they hate enough to keep up with the Joneses with.
Let me wrap it up with this thought. Do you have to pick a sport? Is Arkansas in a position where we've just went through the data? It's only happened 8 times since 14 in the playoff era. Mm-hmm. Only 5 different schools have achieved a Sweet 16 and a college football playoff appearance in the last 12 years. Really 11, because we hadn't gotten to 26 through this football season. Alabama's done it more than anybody. Is Arkansas in a position, and that's where this all started, can Arkansas be good in football and basketball at the same time? Or do we have to pick? All right, we're going to put all of our eggs in the basketball basket, which would make sense right now because you have a Hall of Fame coach. Do we just have to go all in on basketball and, hey, we're going to do all we can to win at the sacrifice of football to some degree? We're just going to tread water in football for a while and see what we can do in basketball? Or is there a path you can be good in both? 877-377-6963. Brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. When the workday is done, that's when the good stuff begins. Whether it's fishing, off-roading, or just enjoying the great outdoors, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas can make it happen. Visit myaglender.com or drop by any one of Farm Credit of Western Arkansas's 25 locations today and start making the most of your time off. It's 27 after. The SEC update is next on the Morning Rush.
Tune in to June with Lewis Automotive for your next ride, where you'll get top trade values and massive savings. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for 80 years strong. This is the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell's Lutz boxes are curated to perfection. The refined $5 box, opulent $7 box, and the abundance of the $9 box, featuring the Fajita Street chalupas with boldly seasoned peppers and onions. Each delivers a satisfying symphony of flavors, but all that Lutz might go to your head.
Monsieur, check please.
You already paid. That's literally your receipt.
I wanna hear
Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge, and when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for, only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good Feet.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Yeah, in 2009, I'll never forget it. I mean, the bus was like a courtroom or whatever you say. I mean, it was like really quiet. And I mean, all of a sudden he let the radio play, and I was like, wow, this is where I came from. The song from Kenny Chesney came on. I'll never forget it. And we get ready for the first game. He didn't talk about winning or losing the game. He talked about executing. He talked about getting bunts down. He talked about first pitch strikes. He talked about playing good catch. And we went on a walk-off walk. I mean, how does that happen, you know? And I thought to myself, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. But they never talked about winning and losing, because what happens in this game, you talk about winning and losing, kids start fearing that, you know, instead of just playing the game. Because like I said earlier, do you ever really win at baseball? I mean, you don't. I mean, you just got to keep playing the game. And
Oklahoma Sooners head coach Skip Johnson right there talking about, do you ever really win in baseball? Well, the Sooners didn't for a long time, and they were pretty lousy in the SEC, went to Hoover and went one and done, got beat by LSU, didn't even make the tournament. And then after that, Tommy, they just proceeded to sweep through the rest of the field, knock off the ACC, Big 12, and SEC champ.
This is
on their way to the College World Series final.
They're going to win the national title, and this is absolutely going to suck.
I'm with you.
They were like one of the last teams in the field. We whipped their tails in Fayetteville. They were 11th, I believe, in the SEC. Had to go on the road to do all of this. I thought Tom Murphy's story yesterday about talking to Skip Johnson after the Arkansas-Oklahoma game 2, and I don't know, they're 20-year-olds looking at their phone. I don't even think they care. Tells you how fickle just how fickle the sport can be. Well, why can't we? They should, you got to just go do something about it. You can't complain about what happens to other people. But it's just like, why do we always miss the fairy dust that's being sprinkled upon one program that's not always the most talented, didn't always have the best season? We probably value a national championship too much because there have been years before where you were the best team all year long. You had the best season of anybody. But it generally doesn't result in a national title. Ask Georgia. They ran out of gas. They ran into good pitching that hadn't been good pitching all year. But now, OU's in there, and we're going to have to hear about this.
Yeah.
And the fire has just about went out on the 2000 National Football Championship.
Yeah.
We just about had enough of a generation change. They've forgotten about it. And now we're going to have to hear about this. Well, we're better than baseball. We got a national title in baseball. Oh, yeah. We'll have to hear all this. Boomer Sooner. God almighty, this sucks.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. And I mean, like you said the other day, I know that
go Tar Heels.
You picked Oklahoma this
I
morning.
know. Well,
did you change
trying
your
to
mind?
No, I clearly said I want North Carolina to win, but I picked OU because they are red hot. They're playing the best baseball right now. And North Carolina has a history of getting in this tournament and getting to a point and then fading. And we'll see if they can win 2 out of 3. But, I mean, I am clearly rooting for North Carolina. But I think OU is the best team, and I think they'll win, and it's going to stink. It's going to absolutely stink.
Elsewhere in your SEC update, Maria Cantwell and Ted Cruz, senators in charge of the Protect College Sports Act, they called out SEC and Big Ten athletic directors yesterday, Tommy, and during those meetings to see if this bill would pass, and it did, by the way, 19-9 to get things moving. They still have to vote on some more things that are pertaining to it.
They got the markup. They got to mark up the bill and do all these things that, none of us understand how the sausage is really made when bills become law. I mean, it's just tedious, but that's going to be the interesting thing to find out when people analyze this and find out, all right, what's really in this thing.
Well, and the bill bans the formation of a super conference, kind of blocking any of the potential for the breakaway league, and that's kind of where this, them calling them out is
now. This is going to be interesting. Who opposes a law that would include a prohibition on a super conference? Mm-hmm. Does the SEC and Big Ten, do their mouthpieces with their commissioners, is Sankey out there fighting against this point or not? If no one's fighting against it, that's good news for Arkansas, because what's the one thing we fear? One thing, it doesn't keep me up at night, but one thing I worry about is a super conference and you get left out.
Yeah, no seat at the table.
And that's one of the concerns we should have. Because there is no guarantee in a media market our size, a brand that's not as big as most of the SEC. Don't live near the biggest metropolitan areas. I hope that part of the legislation is firmly in place because that protects Arkansas's interest for generations to come.
It sets a 5-year eligibility window beginning at age 19. It guarantees athletes a 1-year transfer without losing eligibility, requires a second transfer year. You sit out with limited exceptions, caps agent fees at 5%, and gives athletes a private right to sue schools over NIL and, all that fun stuff. The biggest revenue play, though, an amendment to the Sports Broadcasting Act. It allows schools to voluntarily pool and jointly negotiate their media rights, similar to how the NFL does it.
Voluntarily. The SEC and the Big Ten will never voluntarily pool their media rights.
And that's probably what the biggest
put them together, collaborate with other leagues. Now, I don't think it's a bad idea for the Big 12 and the ACC to perhaps do that. Mm-hmm. But at some point, the money runs out. At some point, the the players like Fox and Disney have no more money to give these leagues. There is a limit, and there's a limit also on how much inventory you have, how many slots you have to air games. So, I mean, that's the one thing I never see the SEC or Big Ten doing, and I don't know if you would even would an ACC Big 12 combined deal be bigger than the Big Ten or the SEC? I wouldn't think so.
I think it may be comparable to one of them.
I agree. But, it's shocking when you do the comparison and look at it, and particularly see the per-school breakout with the number of teams they have. And SMU joined that league with no media rights for a 5-year period or something like that. I think it's really interesting to see how that's going to work, because it's not, why do you want to be in the SEC or the Big Ten? What's the payday? It's the $70 million payday, obviously. It's amazing how far behind those other leagues are, and I don't know if combining TV deals and contracts would even get them close on a per-school basis to the Big Ten or the SEC. My guess is it would still probably keep you in the 50%, 60% neighborhood.
And that's why I'd have to guess that the SEC and the Big Ten are using what the Senators called intimidation factors against this bill. Yeah. That makes more sense than them trying to say, no, we want this super conference. That I don't think that there's arch villains out there that are trying to, people would think of would not destroy, but really change college, the way we look at college football.
I was making the point about Arkansas being left out of some super conference down the road. If it came to pass, this bill would stop that from ever happening and protect your seat in the SEC. Jesse in Springdale asked, would you think we would be left out even with how good our non-football teams are? It's all about football. Jesse, 70% of the revenue, even when your football team is bad, like Arkansas's, and very inconsistent, still 70% of the revenue comes from football. I mean, so it's all about the marketability and how many eyeballs they can get to a screen when your team is playing. Yes. It's great that your softball team is good, your baseball team is nationally elite, and your basketball team is nationally relevant, and your track team has won 53 national titles. None of that matters to the folks at Disney and ESPN, because they make their money on subscriptions and advertising based on the football season. The numbers for ratings, for website clicks, for streaming clicks, it's not even close. It's just not. Tens of millions don't tune in for college basketball, and certainly not for college baseball. Tens of millions tune in to individual games in college football. It's not the NFL, but it's the next best thing.
This is the first time that a college sports reform bill has advanced this far in the Senate. So it's going to be, sent up the floor for, like you said, Tommy, just more government mumbo-jumbo.
I got no faith in Congress.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of the government getting involved in sports anyway. They tend to
No, but there is only one way to level the playing field, and unfortunately it has to go through Washington, D.C., so that we don't have this patchwork of state laws. And we're going to give these guys a tax break, and we're not going to charge them income tax. And, over here you can give it to high school kids. And, I mean, it's just, the patchwork of state law, it's unsustainable. I mean, I'm against socialism and communism and all the isms. But in sports, you got to level the playing field. You got to start from the same starting line. You don't have to make sure everyone gets to the finish line at the same time. That's not the purpose. But right now, you don't start anywhere near your competition in most cases at the same starting line in the SEC as like Arkansas. You just don't. And that should be the purpose of this. All right, that's the SEC update. It's brought to you by Gentry Public Schools, and that's where Colton learned to read, write, and arithmetic. Gentry.
That's where I perfected all my reading, writing, and arithmetic. My speaking, They depends on if it's a good or a bad day. If it's a good day, they taught it to me. If it's a bad day, somebody else did. But very excited to talk to you guys about Gentry Public Schools. And one thing that's exciting about Gentry is just how quickly that community continues to grow. It's gotten really, really big. And if you're new to the area, if you've recently moved to Gentry Schools, Gentry Public Schools is hosting a registration event on Tuesday, June 23rd. That's next Tuesday. And it's going to help families prepare for the upcoming year. You can do the enrollment and everything online, but they really want you to come out to this event because it gives families the opportunity to receive the on-site assistance, get the questions answered, and make sure everything is ready for the first day of school. They'll show you around the classes, let you know where everything is. Gentry Public Schools, they're committed to making that process for enrollment really as easy as possible while still trying to give you that good world-class education and the small-town atmosphere that families have come to expect. If you're new to Gentry and need assistance enrolling your student, join Gentry Public Schools on June 23rd. For more information, visit gentrypioneers.com. That's gentrypioneers.com. Go Gentry.
Home of Colton Little.
Home of Colton Little. And Little Debbie Snack Cakes. That's probably what they want to claim.
Was it the McKee family?
The McKee family, yeah.
I see their trucks rolling up and down I-49.
They're moving.
If I was ever going to hold anyone hostage, pull them over and hold them at gunpoint. It might be one of their trucks.
Give me all your cosmic brownies.
The Nutty Bars.
You're a Nutty Bar guy?
Yeah, Nutty Bar, put it in the freezer, or at least in the fridge. And it's not the best ever, but it's in my top 5.
It's really hard to beat one of those.
Oh, man.
It's really hard to beat.
What else they got? They got the Little Debbie cakes.
Zebra cakes are big popular ones. They
Yeah.
also have the
Do they do the
seasonal
Ding
ones.
Dongs too, or is that someone else? I think that's Hostess.
That's Hostess.
Yeah.
You're
The other guys.
careful. Yeah. You're
I
about
was
to
in
besmirch
Gentry
them.
back in the fall of last year, maybe November. And I guess it was already closed, but they've got one of their factory stores there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you can go to Gentry and load up.
Pick them
So
up there, yeah. Little Debbie store.
I guess y'all were raised on that in Gentry.
Absolutely, yeah. We got some boxes. There would always be a box in the laundry room if you knew where to find them. So
All
always
right.
a box of them.
Father's Day weekend, got big plans?
Not much. I only requested that I get to sleep in and not have to be on early morning baby duty on Sunday. That's all that I
That
requested.
seems very reasonable.
That seems reasonable. I said I want to go to Bass Pro. I want to look around at stuff. I want to point at things. I want to look in the aquarium. I want to, buy something for my son. I want to just, have a very chill and relaxed Sunday.
No requested meal or
I don't know. I feel like if it's something
who's the
that
cook
I
in your
wanna
house?
eat-
You or Gabby?
We split it up for the most part.
Who's
but
the better cook?
Her, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, her dad is Greek. He was born in
Oh, okay.
European, so her whole family. They're from Europe. They traveled and immigrated over here when she was younger, when they were younger, and they can really cook. So yeah, it's definitely her.
Good Greek salad, probably.
Oh man, the best, absolutely the best. Gavin and Feva likes the oatmeal cream pies. They're
Yeah.
the best.
They
Best
are
little
pretty
Debbie.
good.
That's what Nick Saban likes every day. 2 of them and a cup of coffee gets them going. Wins
Yeah.
those championships.
Well, hopefully your weekend includes something fun for Father's Day. And if you're still looking for that last-minute gift, a gift card from Gaston's White River Resort can fill the bill for you, 870-431-5202. Call that number, and they can make it happen. Gift card for Father's Day, and you can do it in whatever amount you want. Or if you want to do an experience, hey, I want to get Dad a 2-night stay and a day of fishing and maybe a meal in the restaurant, they can put all that together and get it done and get it to you to put in the card for Father's Day. So don't be empty-handed. If you're looking for the last-minute gift, Gaston's is the place. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
Tune in to June with Lewis Automotive for your next ride, where you'll get top trade values and massive savings. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for 80 years strong.
You guys are the best.
This is the Morning Rush.
Drive smarter with a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle available only at Rath Auto Resources. We look all over the region for the best used cars. From there, they're inspected, reconditioned to our certified standards, and backed with a comprehensive warranty. And while the other guys might spring hundreds or even $1,000 in added fees on you at the last minute, our painless pricing and non-commissioned sales team ensure that you get a straight deal every time. Make the switch to a road-ready certified pre-owned vehicle and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Whether you're heading out for summer vacation, hauling for work, or just loading up your next weekend adventure, Bill Wright Autoplex has cars, trucks, SUVs for whatever comes next. Save up to $10,000 off 2026 GMC Sierras or Chevrolet Silverado model. Or you can get as low as 2.9% APR for 72 months on qualified purchases. Come see us at Bill Wright Autoplex, exit 84, just off 540, Russellville. Or check us out online at BillWright.com.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
Need a great Father's Day gift for Dad? Head to the Golf Nut. Right now, get a fantastic deal on Srixon golf balls. If you buy 2 dozen, you get 1 dozen free. And the new Titleist GTS drivers and fairway woods arrive June 11th. Fitting components are already in, so book your custom fitting now and get your custom fit woods early. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
You don't just maintain your land, you master it. And at Sutherland's, we've got the steel to help you do it. Experience the brute force of a bad boy mower. These mowers turn a weekend chore into a victory lap. But every great machine needs a home. Our Sutherland's custom barns are built to last. Call 1-800-66-BARNS. Sutherland's with 4 stores in Arkansas, Fort Smith, Huntsville, Hot Springs, and Stuttgart, and online at Sutherlands.com. No matter the project, we're here to help because at Sutherland's, home starts here.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
You ever been to the Bahamas, Tommy?
Nope.
No. You ever want to go to the Bahamas?
Been to Turks and Caicos. Only place in the Caribbean, that side, that I've ever been down there. Bahamas be fine. I mean, island,
I
beach.
say no. Yeah.
You know, a little island breeze.
Razorbacks are
a little drink with an umbrella in it. Yeah, it'd be great.
You like the drinks with the umbrellas?
Never had one, but well, I mean,
Don't
it's been a
lie.
while.
Don't lie to
Been
the
a
people.
while.
Don't lie to the people. Those
Yeah.
are your favorite times.
Been a while.
7-day trip runs to July 29th through the August 4th. 4 exhibition games. South Carolina, Valparaiso. There were a couple of other teams that had not yet been announced yet at the Baja Mar event happening this summer for the Razorbacks. We'll probably not have those on television, but I bet, Tommy, if you'd be so gracious, hit that line on ESPN Arkansas. Would love to watch those on Flow Sports or whatever subscription service they'll make you use to watch some of those exhibition matches.
I just wish they'd have let the fans know about this a little sooner.
Yeah.
I mean, the dates on that. What are the dates at the end of July?
July 31st to August the 4th.
That's a little late for. I mean, most people made summer plans, already budgeted their money. I mean, I don't want to say they don't care about the fans, and maybe this just came up. But, you know, stuff like this, if you want fans to attend, and maybe they don't care whether you show up, and it's an exhibition. Mm-hmm. It is not regular season. It's practice. You're going to watch practice, all right? But for fans that can't get season tickets or access and they're going to vacate, maybe it's something. My guess is some of the elites, you know, in the donor base and fan base will be there, but probably won't be a widely attended event on such short notice.
Well, we will get to see the Razorbacks.
And that's not the purpose of doing it.
No.
But still, it'd be nice that gave me a little more notice than a month, essentially.
Yeah, what if you're down there anyway, like you said, on vacation? You could pop in and watch the Razorbacks. That'd be fun. And they get to see a little bit of Ilya Frolov, too, committed today to Razorback basketball. Another big man to shore up the backcourt back there. But, yeah, that's the news today in the Razorbacks.
All right. Well, glad you're here. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Make some memories this weekend. Yes. It's never about the stuff. It's about the memories. That's what you're going to, lean into 10 years from now, 12 years. You look at pictures and stuff that come up. It's about hey, I remember that and remember what we did. It's not about what you got. So lean into that and have a great weekend. What's coming up on halftime?
Well, we'll talk a little bit about the World Cup action coming up today at 2 o'clock, and then we will probably talk a little bit about this basketball commit also, and whatever kind of tickles our fancy.
All right, halftime coming up next on all of these ESPN Arkansas stations and the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday.
Your next great fishing story starts at the brand new Bass Pro Shops Outpost on Bass Pro Drive, just off Rogers Avenue. Step inside and discover